What a wonderful day we're having. This is Tarantino News, and we are rolling out of the blocks. This is one of my favorite days of the year. Hanukkah is over, and we have the holiday season. In terms of the holiday season, we have Christmas Eve. Today is Christmas Eve. It's like when you go and acknowledge days like Christmas Eve, that means you really know what Christmas is all about. And like today is the presents before the presents, Like I know this is the season to receive presents. So don't you think I'm gonna let you slide on Christmas Eve. If you're still mingling out here with people and you really do understand you're supposed to be getting presents on top of presents on top of presents. If you see somebody today and you don't think you're gonna see them on Christmas Eve, and you don't think you're gonna see them on Christmas Day, and you don't think you're gonna see them on Boxing Day, they can run you your present today on Christmas Eve. Like, 'tis the season to be jolly. The star is in the sky. So this is the realm of universal giving and joy. So don't allow anybody to be exempt this year, 2020. There will be no more cases to open in just about a week and a day, a week and a couple days. There'll be nothing more to investigate. 2020, that's the year of clarity. So if we get to January 1st, 2021, and you saying, I still got to figure this out, or I still got to see something else, then you lying to yourself. This is the year of clarity. The window is about to be locked. The door is about to be shut. Everything that you need to see has already been seen, or you will be able to see it within the next 8 to 9 days. This is clarity. So don't think I will continue my investigation or I'll continue my pursuit. I'll figure it out along the way. In 2021, 2020 got me right. So now I'm ready to get this thing done, in 2021, little by little. Like, no, you have to have it all figured out between now and the next 8 to 9 days. The decade is over. The year of clarity is over. And you have to have a concrete way about yourself. This is Jesus' birthday in terms of Christmas. So that means in just a week, you have to become a person who's searching, okay, to a person that has a power of knowledge to where you really do understand the creed of lead, follow, or get out the way. Like, I'm no longer searching. I'm leading, so out of my way. Or I'm following. I gotta keep up with the car ahead of me. Or get out of the way because you about to be consumed if you're not with the leader. So these are all things to be considering over the next 8 to 9 days. And I'm hoping you have, like the old black gospel singer say, I'm hoping you already have your house in order. Because if you can have your house in order right now in this time, then it's like the old lady who's waiting for her ride. And when her ride comes, she's got 2 briefcases set at the mailbox. And she's sitting in the rocker. And ride just stops the van, hops out, grabs the 2 briefcases, stores them in the back of the van. And by the time they've done that, she's walked all the way around and ready to get in the van. And she's gone. Not like us when the car pulls up and we're not outside already. And then we come to the door and open it and put up that one index finger indicating hold on one more minute. Then we run back inside and finish doing whatever people do who die of procrastination. Because this time when we come back outside and grab that one bag and then think we about to rush back in and then throw a few more things in another bag. When we go back outside, the van is going to be gone. We do have to understand who we are within the next 8 to 9 days. Are we a leader? Christ-like. I'm serious about that Christ-like word. You see, some people, they don't even believe in Jesus in terms of the Christian aspect. And I hate to tell you, but it's very foolish not to believe. Because the main ones that I know that don't believe, seriously, they are the Christ of their families. They are the Christ of their neighborhood. They are the glue. They are the ones that are running the whole family or community in the ground just because of their lack of belief. Because Christ is the one, and I'm talking about Christmas, I'm talking about this whole world expense, and I'm talking about receiving gifts and all these things. He's the only one that's going to be able to show you how to get yourself and the ones that you're leading from where you are to where you need to go. All others will leave you short. And I'm not saying you'll be left short with less passion. You'll still have your passion. So you'll still be able to argue the points that I'm making if I were to ever see you. But now you know I'll never see you again because you are like the Egyptians in the Red Sea. Like you still biting, kicking, screaming, kicking, pulling, scratching, clawing, and gnawing. But you're about to be consumed by the rivers of waters that are about to descend upon you while I have found my throne, my refuge. So now all that energy and passion that you would have to dispute the claims that I'm making, you'll no longer be in position to verbally joust with me because you knew it in your heart that Christ that I'm speaking of, he is the one that can guide you. He is the one that can lead you. He is the one that you must obey to because you cannot put your trust in man. It's as if I were to give out shirts in 2020, Christmas 2020. Jesus and I are the same person. Now, who's going to be able to wear that shirt? I'll rock a shirt like that, because I know what it means. It ain't as hard as you think. I am the Christ of my certain area. Like, it just might be of myself. Because I know when I start to heap the praise upon myself, I will give all the praise to Christ, Jesus. The one who came and is destined to come back. So with that shirt on, then I just may be him. But if you have a shirt on too, then you just may be him. This is what I must explain to us, because these are things that we don't understand. It's not a hard thing in terms of race and ethnicity. It's not a hard thing in terms of cultural background. It's not a hard thing to accept Christ. It's an easy thing. I don't care if you're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and you found another path. Accepting Christ is a very easy thing, because if you can realize that you can be Christ, I will be meeting Jesus in just a couple days on Christmas Day 2020. I'll be meeting him. We have an appointment, okay? I have the things that he's looking for. I have a throne. I have an amazing carriage. I have multiple thrones. Like the things he's scanning the globe for, I have them in a little known place to this realm. But universal headquarters has found a niche. So if you do understand what I mean, take a look at this. You look at a war zone. If you can picture a war zone in your mind, a real war zone, all right? And then there's another place that has clarity. Okay. But the place that you find yourself, you're not in the place of clarity. You're in the war-torn war zone. That's where you find yourself in your plight in life. You find yourself in a war-torn war zone. And then there's another place of clarity. And you would love to go there. But you find yourself in the war-torn war zone. And your job is to turn the war-torn war zone into, let's put this on earthly terms, into beachfront property. Okay? So you have to turn a certain landscape, a war-torn war zone. You have to turn that war-torn war zone into beachfront property. And then on the other side, everyone in this place of clarity is clamoring for you to come there. So now you should be able to understand the plight of Jesus and then the plight of you also being Jesus. That's what they said about Jesus' spirit. You will inherit the kingdom of God with Jesus. You guys will be one and the same. You'll be in him and he'll be in you. Because the one that's in the place of clarity is you. And the one that's in the war-torn war zone is Jesus. So he's not going to be able to rush and come back to you right now. He's like, I need you to be me. Okay, you be me and I'll be you. I'll be you in the war-torn war zone. You be me on earth. Earth is the place of clarity, and heaven is the war-torn war zone. Now, what am I mean? I'm talking about the big red dragon. The big red dragon is darkness. The big red dragon is evil. The big red dragon is on earth. Earth is the place of clarity. Why? Because we know the big red dragon is here. You know, devilish intents, devilish motives, evil. We know it's lurking. But it's the place of clarity because we know where we are. We're on earth, okay? Jesus is in a war-torn war zone. How do we know that? Because that's what heaven is. Heaven is a war-torn war zone. Because if you know anything, you know that the big red dragon with the horns and the heads was in heaven. And the way he was expelled from heaven was there was a fight. There was a war. And the devil or Satan, the big red dragon, got its ass kicked. And it got sent to earth. So now, if you could follow that plight of Christianity, Jesus was on earth and then he got sent to heaven. And he got sent to heaven. And one thing that he ever said, and especially if you've ever been around the Bible Belt, in terms of, I'm talking about United States geography, and then the Western world in terms of European countries, but definitely the Bible Belt. You've heard that Christ was going to leave earth and then go to heaven and build you a mansion. Now, everybody not as fortunate, because I've been all over this globe, and everybody's not as fortunate to hear these stories. So we're happy to have Universal Headquarters in Tarrentino News, Unity of the Movement. We're happy for these things, because we can expose people. You go to heaven, I'm talking about Christ, and your job is to go build me a mansion, all right? So if you're going to build me a mansion, why wouldn't I have a throne on earth? Now, this is going to the kingliness and the royalty. I need to have a throne on earth because why? I'm you. I'm Christ on earth. Christ is me in heaven. So what would I do if I was in heaven? I'd build me a house. So he's up there building me a house. So what would he do if he was here? He would establish his throne and kingdom. Okay, so I'm the one that have to do that. I need a throne. I need a castle. I need a kingdom. I need a carriage. I need a Victorian. You know, I need a court. I need all these things that a God or a king or a Messiah or a Savior would have. I need these things because I'm Christ on earth. I'm his representative. And somebody needs to be able to tell there's a difference between me and everybody else. So that's why I said, even if you dispute me, you're not being to fight me anymore. You ought to be able to argue with me. You can do that talking and wailing and screaming in the outer darkness, but you're not going to be able to approach me because I'm like the guy on Kill Bill 2. If you come to my trailer in the middle of the night, think you're about to argue with me, you're going to be filled with rock salt, you know, out of the 12 gauge. You'll get your bottom blown off. Like it's over. I am on my throne. I'm in my kingdom. I'm Jesus on earth because he's building me a mansion. So why is it taking him home to build me a mansion and then come back and save the day? Because conventional Christian wisdom says he'll come back and he'll save the day. Why is it taking him so long? And that answer is easy. The answer is easy because if you know anything, I keep saying if you know anything. So since you don't know anything, listen to me and then research it on your own if you have enough time to do so. If you know anything, you know that he left earth and went to heaven, which is and was a war-torn war zone. So if I have to turn a war-torn war zone into beachfront property, you know, putting mansions on beachfront properties, streets paved with gold and blah, blah, and all these things, this is going to take some time. So how you think I'm going to be in heaven getting you a mansion ready and coming back to earth and saving the day? I need you to do something around here. Take of my spirit. I'm giving it to you. Take of my joy. I'm giving it to you. Be joint heirs with me. I in you, you in me, we in the Father. Okay, you got the power. You look in the mirror. Not only do you see yourself, you should see Christ. You should see me. I'm serious. So that mansion that I'm building for you in heaven should be reflective of how you are living like me on earth. Like when I look down upon you from heaven, I should see you like, oh, look at your mansion, look at your castle, look at your kingdom, look at your throne, look at your carriage, look at your Victorian, look at your slippers, look at your robe. I like seeing what you're doing. Okay, so hey, we might need to make some adjustments to his mansion in heaven because he's treating himself very well on earth, or he's treating me very well on earth as my representative. So we can't shortchange him when he gets to heaven. Look what he's doing with his resources and tools on earth. Now you should see how these things are reflective of one another. Now you should see why the big red dragon is just being fed bodies by God. I know some people don't want to hear that. Because if God was real, why would he let this happen? The big red dragon is lurking the earth. And the big red dragon seeks to destroy anything that looks like a human being. That's the only thing he's doing. He's here to destroy anything that looks like a human being. And he's working his way E40 style. E40 said, I'm going to wiggle my way to the top. So, you know, he's trying to wiggle his way. He's crawling on his belly. He's trying to wiggle his way back to the top. So on that path that he's on, wiggling his way back to the top, he's doing it on the backs of men. You know, all the way through any human whatsoever to any human that's trying to do good to any woman that's putting righteous or holy people into this world. That's what he's doing. And he's being fed bodies by God because God is on a very strict system. He already told us a long time ago, if you go all the way back to Genesis, if you do this, you will surely die. I'm pretty sure that Adam ate the fruit. So he ate the fruit, but he continued to breathe. So, if we read the story, we might not understand that he died when he ate that fruit. And that's just like how we are right now. God tell you, hey, you do that, it's over with. You do it, but you still live to see another day. So he's like, I got another chance. But he'll remind you, I told you if you do this, it's over with. So now you are being fed to the big red dragon while my son builds mansions. See, now you can understand, oh, that's why things happen. Yeah. Some people we may need in heaven right now. So that's why they may say the good die young sometimes. We need that spirit, we need that soul in heaven right now. They're at more peace than you are with their untimely demise because they know they'll be fine in eternity. So we can beam them on to heaven and they can help Jesus, actually build heaven back up. Because that big red dragon y'all dealing with tore this thing up. And my son and prophets along the way have made some lofty promises. And we got to get this done before we start beaming people to heaven. We have to turn a war-torn war zone into beachfront property. The entities in heaven are still rejoicing while rebuilding. Because when the big red dragon got kicked out of heaven, they had a party. So then at the same time, the prayers from earth are going up like, we need help. So you just think about it. Have you ever tried to get a message across in a party? I don't know about you, but I missed out on a few prized possessions in the middle of the night trying to get in touch with some young lady in the middle of the night in the fog of the party. I hear my phone ringing. We were having such a good time. And it ain't got to be a young lady. It could be a young man. It could be one of your homeboys. It could be a friend. Oh, man, bro, man, shoot, man. You know how it is. We were doing our thing. And you could call somebody 30 times in the middle of the night during a party time, and nobody answer, and you'll be left on the side of the road like, dang, how in the world I'm going to get home? So that's how earth is. You're trying to get a prayer up to God or wherever you're trying to get it to in heaven. In the middle of them having a party, okay, because the devil's gone, and in the middle of them having a mass reconstruction project going on. So you got one's entities partying that we ain't got to do with the big red dragon. He's been cast from earth. He's been cast from heaven down to earth. Then, oh man, focus, man, we got to build mansions. Okay, so you go straight from the party scene to jackhammers on the side of the street. So like, all right, man, okay. I know it's a blessing that, yeah, we got out of, we got the big red dragon. Okay. Got to start partying. Okay. Now, what we doing? Oh yeah, man, we supposed to be building mansions, man. Jesus and these prophets, man, they've been making all these promises about what you're going to have in heaven, milk and honey and all this, so, okay, we got work to do. Okay. So then the earthling still praying. And what you was praying to went from, I can't hear you. It's a party, the devil's gone, and we just having so much good time. They went from doing that to, now you still praying and calling. They said, I can't hear you. Man, it's a construction site. It's just so much noise, man. Yeah. Like they just making so much noise. Let me hit you back. Boom. So now that's 5 generations about to die. 5 generations are about to be fed to the big red dragon because you won't figure it out. They're busy in heaven. You're supposed to be busy on earth. You're the one with the clarity. You're the one who's received all the manuscripts and pamphlets. If you ever read these holy texts, and they're supposed to be about God, now I'm going beyond the Holy Bible. They tell you everything about the condition of man. Heaven is the mystery. So that's the thing about the war-torn war zone to the beachfront property. They're the ones that's like a low budget ball club. I don't know if you ever played Little League Baseball, but there's a couple teams that's always rail run with some great parents. Kids have snacks, you know, apple slices. You know, they have apple slices, and then they'll have sandwiches, you know, sandwiches and chips, and they, you know, they ain't got them great pops. They have beverages with electrolytes. That's us, earthlings. We know the formulas for success. In heaven, they working with man. What kind of bats are those? Like, when we kick that big red dragon's bottom, man, that what kind of materials we got that we can build mansions out of? You know, we walking around trying to find if we can find enough equipment to pull this job off. We like the other team with the other kids from the other side of the track. We try to put this thing together with minimal resources and know-how. Why? Because we've been attending the earthlings so long, all we've been doing is addressing their concerns because they're so needy. How do I know that humans are needy? Because kings have been needy. Kings have been needy on earth. So if you have a holy script and you open it and it's talking about a king on earth being needy, if the king is needy, then what do you think about the populace in general? So how many needs you think are going up to heaven? I need this, I need that, I need that. So I'm focused on man and man's conditions because that's what man needs. He needs attention. He's needy. And we got such a project to do. So we on earth have to deal with the big red dragon. So we need to be reflective of Christ right now. Jesus and I are the same person. I ain't got time for no big red dragon. I have to create my kingdom. I have to create my peaceful space. I have to become him while I'm here doing what he may have me do. I'm the one that can bring your prayers to me. They busy in heaven. That's down, I think you can understand. You have to be a representative of Christ. So, hey, bring your prayers to me, man. They don't have time. They're trying to build your great-great-grandma a mansion up there. Okay? Your great-grandma that died a while ago, and her mansion is on back order, and you still praying right now, stop it. Bring your prayers to me. I can tell you about earth. You know, Jesus, God, prophets, that's why I'm going beyond the Bible. They've already given you enough information to tell you everything about earth. So chill with all the prayers. You have enough answers for all your prayers on earth. They busy in heaven. So representatives of Christ is on earth, you have to stand up and say, hey, wait, stop praying all them prayers up to heaven. They're busy. They're trying to build your ancestor a mansion. And they would be getting into yours if you would act like you figured it out. Okay? We have enough information to handle ourselves on earth. All these holy books has been authored by God. You just think about the ratio of when they're talking about heaven and when they're talking about earth. They're talking about earth. Let's just say if they make 7 points, I'll say 5 of them will be about earth and 2 of them will be about heaven. So the ratio is you have an overwhelming amount of information about how to dwell on earth in these holy books. So why are you still asking all these questions? Okay. Back to God feeding the big red dragon, human beings. So on one side, you disrespected God and he's already told you your sentence. Okay. And sometimes God may say, what's the sentence, Lord? And he may say, 10 generations. And then you'll wake up in the middle of the night and you're in the middle of the 8th generation and you're crying, like wondering, why in the world is my life like this? Oh God, he fed my lineage to the big red dragon a long time ago. Now that's one thing. And then the big red dragon of his own accord, he wants you. And through him getting his tail kicked, you know, hoping to wiggle his way back to the top, first thing he's gonna do is devour what God allowed him to devour. Yeah. Like, yeah, I devoured all the ones you said that you've done with. Can I come back to heaven now? Man, no, you ain't coming back to heaven, big. I know you lying. You still want my throne, you know, things of that nature. So this is the relationship that we're dealing with on Christmas Eve. There's no more time to discuss this with you. Not today. And these aren't even the things that we had planned on talking about. We planned on talking about a lot of earthly things today. But you know, God is always in control. We have to become his son. We have to allow as much of his spirit to penetrate our souls as we can, so we can do his work. You know, the prayer is, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Okay? So that's even more tools that we have. While we attempted to make it to heaven, he's telling us we need to bring heaven to earth. So now we understand, oh, it's like a brother now. Oh, I know my brother straight. When last time you talked to him? I talk to him all the time. When last time you saw him? Oh, I ain't got to see him. I ain't got to talk to him. We the same person. Like, there will be no pulling any wool over my brother's eyes or my sister's eyes. Like, we the same person. We were raised together. So now that we grown, we ain't got to talk. Like, we the same person. We ain't got to see each other. You like, Christ, he's your brother, your sister. I mean, you his sister. So he's doing in heaven what he has to do, preparing a place for you. And you're in earth doing what you're supposed to do, bringing his place of residency to this realm. So that's why we were making these discussions yesterday about your throne, your slippers, your crown, you know, your robe. Where is it? Your job is to bring heaven to earth, you know, and his job is to prepare you for your transition and ascension to heaven. So stop all that these hollow prayers that if we would examine them, we know God never received them. Like, you shot them up and then they got shot down by Japanese air artillery. Soon as you shot that prayer up, they gunned it down. And that ain't no knock on the Japanese. I just know they got, you know, that's just an example of earth, you know, earth. You know, you shot it up and it got shot down. That's how your prayers have been going for the last 2,000 years. Big red dragon, you know, it's right there in those holy scripts. It says, woe unto you, ye inhabitants of the earth, for the big red dragon is among you. You know, woe unto you. I hope you can hold on until we get done with these mansions. I hope you can avoid the curses that God gives human beings. Because the big red dragon, he's after you. Plus, God's still God. He's not changing. He's still saying after that 490th time that you still did the same thing you said you'd never do again. He's still the same guy that said, you're done. Okay? Then the big red dragon show up. And you praying to God. And that's what I'm saying. Those prayers are being shut down. God, like, I told you. You just didn't want to listen. Well, you know, as we could see with that heated exchange, the heat within myself, that's the fire. If you ever get this one, you ever listen to this? That's an example of the fire shut up in my bones. That's the example of the fire shut up in your bones. That's the example of you being Christ. You can be a regular guy, an average Joe, and then if you are given the platform to open up, you can really show somebody a glimpse into heaven. And you can intensify or increase their understanding of earth. And then you can return back to center and become a regular human again, overlooked, not paid very much attention to. And nobody knows the mysteries that have been revealed to you simply by you becoming joint heirs with Christ. He'll show you and he'll teach you all things, but you have to trust him. And I'm within 48 hours of he and I supping together. Okay. Now, where would you be doing Christmas Eve? What will you be doing Christmas morning? Will you be under the tree wondering about an Xbox or PS5? Or will you really embrace the spirit of the season? Now you understand. Now do you understand how now I'm transitioning back from that plane to something that's so insignificant, like the happenings of earth? My presence, what you get me. I got something I can stick in my ear and I can listen to anything. Who cares? I got something, even if you balling, I got something I can ride in. Like, I'm clean. Who cares? Okay. This is TERRENTINO News. One quick thought about TERRENTINO News. I look at the guys on the message boards, listening to, watching. Some people listen and some people watch TERRENTINO News. And one guy, one prayer. So this guy, he's on a certain level because his prayer reached me, and I'm on earth. I'm not claiming to be a heavenly entity. I'm on earth. And I know most prayers or thoughts don't even get to me, So that's how I can tell you. I know they ain't getting to God. But his thought was a question. He like, I love the show. He said, but I don't see no cussing on there. And I told him the same thing I'll tell everyone. That's what I thought. When I saw TERRENTINO News, I thought it was gonna be a whole bunch of cussing. But hey, you can only follow the spirit. But the name is here. I don't see it change. But at the same time, feel that passion. And that's the thing that we've covered before. But this is TERRENTINO News coming to you live from Universal Headquarters, Christmas Eve 2020, the year of clarity. I will leave you with this. If you listen to me, now I'm being specific. If you listen to me, people will think you have magical powers. Another person on the message board got to me. So it's a few, it's just like how many people will get to heaven. A few people do get to me. A person got to me and said, wow, you told me that December 21st was going to be the darkest day of the year. And this is just the heels of yesterday. And they said, and today, they gave me this message yesterday. And today, I'm telling you, it was a certain time and it ain't been light at that time. And I don't know how long, but the day was sure longer. I don't know how you did it, but it sure was a longer day yesterday than it was on December 21st. Now I'm explaining this information to you. It's simple. It's winter solstice. It's the darkest day of the year. So every day after that becomes more and more light. We were having 10 hours of light and 11 hours of darkness. So now we have to go from now until June 21st, we have to go from 11 hours of darkness and 10 hours of light. And we're transitioning from like 10 hours of light to 14 hours of light. We have 6 months to get 4 more hours of daylight. Okay, 6 months. So each day you're going to be getting a little more daylight each day. So you could tell somebody this from now to June 21st. Oh yeah, it'll get better tomorrow. It'll get better tomorrow. So then June 21st, we flip to June 22nd, June 23rd, and then somebody struggles. Oh, it'll be over soon. It'll be over soon because then you're going back toward less light. So it'll get better tomorrow all the way to June 21st. Then it'll be over soon. It'll be over soon. June 21st, basically December 21st, and you're gonna be right. It's already etched in stone. Basically everything in the earth has already been explained. As we can see, I can keep on going and going and going, but it's not about me, it's about us. We have to attack this day. We have to love this day. We have to love this planet. We have to love our purpose on this earth. This has been Tarantino News, coming at you live from Universal Headquarters. Big shout out and big thanks to Unity, the movement.world, and we'll see you at another time.